Ice water turn Atlantic. Night calling in a phantom. Told them, hold it, don't you panic. Took an island, left the mansion.
What it do, family? What it do? This your girl Tamika, and I am back with another video. I am back from the car. Yo, excuse all the boxes and stuff. I am shipping out some orders or whatever. I'm outside of my job. If it's your first time here, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Turn those post notifications on so we can always stay connected. Shout out to S&T, yo squad. I love you guys forever, ever. Thank you guys so much for all of the endless support. I could never do none of this stuff without you guys, and I appreciate it so much. Hey, listen, man. I decided to turn on the camera because I wanted to have a car chronicle conversation. If you've been rocking with me from day one, you know I always used to have a tendency to do these or whatever. It's just basically when I want to share my thoughts to the masses. By now, I'm pretty sure that everyone has heard of the death of Nipsey Hussle. If you do not know who Nipsey Hussle is, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis. Check this out. Nipsey Hussle, whose real name was Ermias, was a hip-hop artist. His father was actually a descendant from a country that sits in the Horn of Africa, East Africa, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people sometimes confuse Nipsey as being Ethiopian. However, that was not the case. He was Eritrean, and excuse me if I'm not pronouncing the word correctly. He lived in Los Angeles with his African-American mother, and anybody who knows Nipsey Hussle know that he represented Slauson to the fullest. Outside of being a hip-hop artist, he was also a strong advocate for change in his community. And quite frankly, that's what a lot of people really respected him for. He used to be a part of the Rolling 60s Crip gang, and from that experience, he wants to bring change in his community. I want you guys to take a look at him in his earlier days. Take a look.
Right here is a guy who looks like Snoop Dogg. Damn. But he ain't Snoop Dogg. Well, you do look. I get that all the time. What's your name, man? You new and upcoming, but you're at this summit. What's your name? Where you from?
My name Nipsey Hussle. I'm from LA, Slauson and Crenshaw area, you know.
Okay, well, Nipsey Hussle, that's named after Nipsey Hussle, the comedian.
Correct, yeah.
So talk a little bit about yourself, man. What brings you up here, up and coming, and, you know, how come you're not blinging and having all kind of crazy diamonds and all that? I guess you're here to get your money right, huh?
All the time, man, you know, all that is cool for the image and all that, but all them is liabilities, you feel me? I'd rather invest in some real estate, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, can you repeat that again, man? You're up and coming artist. What did you say you want to do?
I said invest in some assets as opposed to trick off my money on some liabilities like diamonds, you know what I'm saying? Cars that lose value, so you drive them off the lot.
So you're trying to get land.
Exactly, homie. A real asset, take care of my peoples, because you know it look good, but at the end of the day, you losing value, homie. It ain't appreciating, it's depreciating. It's losing value.
What do you think? Why do you think it's so hard for people to get that message? You know, I mean, one half you get guys that say they got to impress the females. Female ain't trying to talk to you unless you blinged out. On the other hand, you got other people feel like they got to show off to the homies and impress them with their riches. I mean, what do you think is how do we get that out of that mindset?
Man, I feel like that's insecurity. Material things ain't nothing, you feel me? At the end of the day, it's who you is, you know? You wasn't born with it, you're gonna die without it. So if you feel you need some diamonds or some jewelry to get out of female, it's because you feel you lack something within yourself, you know what I mean? So all that, as far as that angle, it's like I feel that's insecurity.
As you can tell from that particular clip, Nipsey Hussle has always been wise beyond his years. He was also in a long-term relationship with actress Lauren London, and quite frankly, man, my heart just breaks entirely for this woman. I couldn't imagine losing somebody that I love, someone I was about to share the rest of my life with, in a manner that just was so tragic, completely devastating. Nipsey had a little girl named Amani, who he played a very active role in her life, and I cannot help but think about the lingering effects that losing her dad will have on her. Lauren London and Nipsey Hussle did share a 2-year-old son named Cross. Cross is about to turn 3 years old, and it just pisses me off so bad that his father would not be there for his 3-year-old birthday. Just ridiculous. There is a suspect that's in custody, Eric Holder, and quite frankly, I hope this dude burn in hell. I just cannot believe that this man not only took away a staple from the community, but he also took away somebody's father. He took away somebody's son. He took away somebody's boyfriend. Shame on you, man. We live in a completely different era now. You know what I'm saying? We live in a time to where clout is almost just as valuable as money, which is sad because it ups the ante on a lot of different things. Now you have to be very, very careful of the things you say or how you might express a certain thing because it could be labeled as you being a clout chaser. Clout, I hate that word clout. It aggravates me so much. I say that to say this. I was perusing through social media, all platforms, and I would see people say things like, y'all wasn't loving this man when he was living. Why would you care about him now that he's gone? And that pisses me off. It pisses me off because I never thought that we would see a day where we couldn't relate to death. Death happens to us all. If it's going to be one thing that we're going to be able to relate to each other about on this earth, is we're all going to experience death. Whether it's us, that person, or whether it's somebody who's close to us that we love, we're going to all experience that hurt of losing somebody. So when a person says on social media, oh, y'all fake, you wasn't loving this man when he was alive, now you want to love him now. First of all, people are not being empathetic to the rapper Nipsey Hussle, okay? People are being empathetic to a man dying and leaving behind his girlfriend and leaving behind his children. That's what we're being empathetic about. It doesn't matter that he's a rapper. My heart would go out to anybody who dies. Why wouldn't it? If anybody felt like I once felt when I lost someone, then how can't you be empathetic about that? Why is it labeled clout? Because he's a rapper. Is that type of logic that I don't understand. Please, in the comments, make me understand it. I just don't. Of course, when a permanent fixture like Nipsey Hussle died, you are going to see an outpouring of love. And because social media is everything now, that's where people are going to display it. Before social media, we might have called that person. And the person probably wouldn't even be able to pinpoint when we might have looked out or when we might have called that person. But now social media, everything is right at our convenience. So that's the easiest way that we can go out and show support. It doesn't necessarily mean a person is a clout chaser because they're relating to somebody dying who someone loves. That shit is stupid as I don't know what. I'm not going to play the video of Nipsey Hussle being gunned down. I'm not even going to play the video of Lauren London learning that he was shot in vulnerable moments. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play that. And I just want to take the time right now to say that whoever are or whoever is spreading those images, shame on y'all, man. Shame on y'all. Like, I do not understand how another woman can capture a video of this woman grieving, finding out in the wee moments that her boyfriend is murdered. You want to capture those moments for clout or social gain. Shame on y'all. That's some ignorant shit. That's ignorant. I just do not understand how people cannot, as human beings, be able to decipher between putting out a story and basically just spreading a negative image. I watched that video of Nipsey Hussle being gunned down and it broke my heart. And the first thing I thought about is this is going to be a video that this man's son is going to have to see. That this man's daughter is going to have to see. That Lauren London is going to have to see. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that media outlets have a job to do. But it's us, the people that contribute to this, the fuckery that the media do. We just continue to spread it. Seeing Lauren London finding out that this man died, it broke my heart. It was a moment that should not have been put on display. And shame on y'all for doing it. Listen, people, man. We got to do better. This word clout is starting to destroy us completely. A prime example of what I'm saying. Queen Naja. When Nipsey Hussle died, she put a tweet on her page. I'm going to flash it above. And she basically was saying that she felt grateful that this man who was loved and respected by so many people took the time out to follow her. And she basically wanted to speak on it. Like, damn, this man could have followed anybody in the world, man, and he followed little old me, which would speak volumes to a person. If Nipsey Hussle would have followed me, I would have tweeted that shit 20 times a Sunday, because you have a light, you have a king, you have somebody who has done so much for the community in general, and this person takes a time out their day to pretty much follow you. That's huge. So she basically took to her platform to acknowledge that. And people automatically just assumed that she was doing it for clout, or she was trying to make that situation about herself. Shame on y'all. I mean, I just feel like, to me, that is the most ignorant thing in the world that you can ever say. First of all, let's be real about the situation. Nipsey Hussle was a light. He was a light. He had a light surrounding him. Ever since he was younger, he's always been wise beyond his years. So, people don't understand that when you're a light, you have a tendency to see other lights. Queen Naja is that light. She's gonna be huge. No matter how you wanna just characterize it, or however you wanna denounce it, she's gonna be huge. And a lot of people who are lights can recognize the light in Queen Naja. So shame on y'all for thinking that she was just doing that shit to make it about herself. Some people really care about people dying in this world. You know what I'm saying? This man left behind a child. He left behind his son, his daughter. You know what I mean? This man died in the very community that he was trying to restore. You don't see how somebody could gravitate to that type of feeling? I don't understand how people would think it would be clout that we recognize these things. A lot of people didn't even know some of the things that he was doing in the community. A lot of people wasn't even aware about all of the changes that he was doing in his community. His death has brought awareness to that. So some people who is now sharing the pictures and being like, damn, I didn't even know Nipsey Hussle was doing that. It doesn't mean they a clout chaser. It means that his death is impacting us the way that it was manifested to do. Sometimes people don't understand shit when a person is living. It's only through death when we're going to accept and understand things. You can't get mad at a person for recognizing that, or you can't get mad at a person for having empathy towards that. That shit crazy as hell to me. This man was a pillar, okay? This man was an example of change right in front of our face. This man never strayed from the fact that he used to be in a gang. But it's not about the mistakes you make. It's about what you do after those mistakes. And he took everything that he learned from the gang, and he was trying to rebuild and restore his own community. And then people get so mad when people make it, they move from that community. This is why. This is exactly why. Because when people try to come back to the community and build a community up, we get shot by one of our own. Who does that? A lot of people are speculating that the government had something to do with Nipsey Hussle's death. And is stemming from the fact that he was actually about to release a documentary about Dr. Sebi. Now, Dr. Sebi was mysteriously murdered, especially after he had went to court to prove that he had a cure for AIDS and cancer and a lot of different man-made diseases. Okay? And he wound up mysteriously murdered. There was also ties to Lisa Lefta Lopez when she was in Honduras. She was a person who basically was spreading some of the awareness of Dr. Sebi, being that he was able to cure certain things. And then she died. So a lot of people is feeling like because Nipsey Hussle was basically about to do the documentary, that the government wanted him silenced. I can understand why people would feel that way, but I just do not feel like that was the case. I just feel like it was a coward, a punk ass little boy who woke up one morning thinking that he should be something that he totally wasn't. You know what I mean? Somebody who wasn't in touch with knowing how to handle his feelings. That's what I truly feel. I really do not feel like the government had any ties to Nipsey Hussle's murder. Now, that's just my overall opinion. I can see why the government would want to do it if Dr. Sebi did have a cure. I mean, when you think about the billions of dollars that this country spends in cancer medications and HIV medications, if he was to come up with a patent for a cure, the country will probably go into a huge economic deficit because it relies on us being able to buy these prescriptions for the government to continue to thrive. So I can understand why people would speculate these things. I just do not think that this is the case. And that's just my personal opinion. I want to know how you feel in the comments. Drop it down there. Let's have a conversation. Do you think that it was a person who was genuinely responsible for Nipsey Hussle's death? Or do you think the government had an involvement in it? I want to know. I want to talk about it. I also want to know, do you think that it was a complete invasion of privacy when a woman captured the early moments of Lauren London finding out that Nipsey Hussle had died? I want to know, where is the boundaries when it comes down to these things? I want to know. I want to know if a celebrity died tomorrow and people were to give an outpour of love, you know, in respects to their family, is that being a fake fan? Is that being a fake fan, or is that just us being empathetic to somebody else going through death? I want to know how y'all feel in the comments. Listen, if you want to see more videos like this, man, give this video a thumbs up. Share the channel with as many people as you possibly can. You know what I mean? Whatever you guys want to see from us, drop those down in the description. I can't even talk this morning, you guys. Drop down in the description whatever you want to see from us. Thank you so much for all the endless support. And with that being said, I'm going to catch y'all, man.
Each other, now that all the